Where are we, Lino?
We're in front of the Ronald McDonald House on Deming in Lincoln Park, one of Chicago's premier streets. And as you may know, the concept behind a Ronald McDonald House is to provide housing for parents of children who are at Children's Memorial Hospital. Again, the concept is across the country. Essentially, it's part of Ronald McDonald Charities. It's my understanding, by the way, that it's part of Ronald McDonald Charities. There's some
don't know technically
about that technically, but in any case, it provides a safe place for parents who have children with very, very severe and serious conditions that are over at Children's Memorial Hospital, which is just 2 blocks away. Very, very handsome home, a very well maintained building. The building to the left here, by the way, is the rectory for St. Clement's Church, which you see even further to the left. And you can't see it from this perspective, but there's a dome. And I believe it's one of only 2 domed churches in Chicago.
This was, years ago, and I've lost track, but a very popular church among young people who were not otherwise churchgoers, but a place where people met and felt comfortable in going.
There was surely a period of time when it became somewhat a social hub for the young people, the young single people that moved into Lincoln Park. Many people met and to this day meet at St. Clement's and go off to get married.
One of these, and I forget which one, was a Wiebolt mansion back from Wiebolt department stores, which I don't know if there are any of those around anymore, are there?
No Wiebolts. Actually, the last Wiebolt that I knew of became the Tower Loft, one of the first projects of a very talented architect by the name of Bruce Abrams.
Bruce was a lawyer,
yes,
turned developer.
Turned developer, and he did some very, very fine buildings, and the old Wiebolts at the corner of School, 3300 North, and Ashland and Lincoln was where the Wiebolts was. I can't remember the building that was here.
My God, what is this?
I mean, this is a vacant lot, which is worth, I'd say the lot itself is probably worth $2 million.
Could it be had that cheap, do you think?
Well, I mean, again, it's going to take
a
couple $1 million to build something.
How long has it been vacant? I didn't realize this was here.
A long time, Joe.
Wow. Has it been on the market, or?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
That's quite a huge home next door to it.
Yes. Yes. As I was saying, though, Joe, I've always considered the city of Chicago as a city of pockets. And Deming is, well, in Lincoln Park, Deming is one of those pockets. Deming, Arlington, Roslyn, St. James, some pretty notable, desirable homes.
That appears to be desirable, I would say.
Yeah, very much so.
People don't think of that kind of living in this dense a pocket of the city.
Mm-hmm. This is a B&B owned by Mary Shaw,
really?
Shaw's wife.
Somewhere along here, if my memory serves, there's also a youth hostel.
Oh, the youth hostel is over on Arlington.
That's on Arlington?
It's on Arlington. We'll drive down to Arlington, which is, it's sort of unique to see. I mean,
it's a great place for kids to stay when they come to Chicago from.
Absolutely. There's a Caribou coffee shop right at the corner of Arlington and Clark, and I stop in there 2 or 3 times a day for an espresso. And I can't begin to tell you how many times I've stood out in front to have people come up to me and say, "Werden Sie mir helfen? Will you help me?" You know,
you look European.
I look European, so they'll ask me in German or in French or in Italian, and of course they're looking for the hostel.
They're staying at the hostel.
They're staying at the hostel, and again, that's one of the charms, the many, many charms that exist in Lincoln Park. And again, there are numerous pockets of fun in Lincoln Park. One of the things I like, and we're only a couple blocks away from where I live, is that there's something within within a block of where I live. There's something like 14 different restaurants. Mexican, there's 2 Indian, there's just a wide range of dining opportunities. And these places are successes because they're in walking distance of a relatively affluent, very affluent community.
And a lot of density.
A lot of density. There are a lot of people who move into Lincoln Park because they've been told that's where you should live. And again, whether it's for 2 years or 5 years, there used to be a time when couples would move into the area to be footloose and fancy-free for a couple of years before moving out to the suburbs. Many of those couples are staying in Chicago and raising families. And again, I mean, they're not breaking new ground. My wife and I raised a child here in Lincoln Park, and thousands of others have as well.
Well, in part, the schools, especially in parts of Lincoln Park, have improved dramatically.
Dramatically. The Alcott School has, the Lincoln School has...
Lincoln was a top public elementary school when I came to Chicago over 30 years ago.
Precisely, and it only seems to get better. The Alcott School, which is just a block over on Wrightwood, the principal over there, David Dumbrovic, I think, the principal over there has done a stellar job of bringing up the test scores over there, and I understand that Alcott now has somewhat of a waiting list.
Is Alcott a neighborhood school, boundary school?
Public school, yes.
But I mean, is it serve a boundary? It's not is it a magnet, or
it's not a magnet to my
knowledge?
Not a
magnet.
No,
okay.
No. But again, it's a desired school.
And Oscar Mayer over is also a desired school, I think.
Desired school, right? That's on the western edge of Lincoln Park. President Clinton visited the school back in the 90s. There's a rabbit, Joe, and we find rabbits all over Lincoln Park. And actually, I didn't start seeing rabbits until about 10, 12 years ago. But they're all over. They're multiplied like rabbits.
I was on the Chicago Riverwalk last week, and there were rabbits on the Riverwalk.